Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. On AAA Auto Club Buckle Up Night at Motordrome, we'd like to welcome all of our friends from AAA, as well as our friends from OperationFireSafe.org. In addition, a special hello to all of our guests from Napa Auto Parts joining us for tonight's NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. At this time, we will begin our opening ceremonies. We ask that everyone please rise from your seats. Gentlemen, remove your caps for tonight's invocation and the playing of our national anthem. If you're moving around the grounds, please pause with us for just a moment, as this evening we will have an invocation delivered by Valerie of the New Stanton United Methodist Church, and performing our national anthem will be the Priano Family Singers. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we turn the microphone over to Valerie.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for this beautiful day and the wonderful weather tonight that permits the races. We thank you for a country that is free. We ask, Lord, your blessing upon all the servicemen and women, that you would keep them safe. Lord, we ask you to be with the drivers tonight, that you would keep them safe, and also all the men and women in the pit crews. We thank you once again for your many blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And now please remain standing as the Priano Family Singers present our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you to Valerie from the New Stanton United Methodist Church and the Priano Family Singers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to go NASCAR racing? 6 laps in distance. Rick Broadwater in the 9 starts from the pole outside the 4 of Mike Lemley. 41 is Al Minjock, 95 Jimmy Stokes. The 11 is Victor Keller, the 16 is Robbie Hott, and the 04 is Jimmy Christoffel. Preliminary heat race for the Yellow Book Chargers, 6 laps in distance, and 2 of these heat races will help determine the starting lineup for tonight's feature event. Rick Broadwater, the early leader in car 9, now feeling an outside lane challenge from Jimmy Stokes, last week's feature winner. Contact between the 04 of Christoffel and the Al Minjock 41 car. First start for Minjock in the 41, and rookie Christoffel seems to have some damage to the 04 car. Meanwhile, the new leader is Jimmy Stokes as they begin to work lap number 2 of 6. Stokes, the leading winner in the Yellow Book Charger division from West Newton, Pennsylvania in car 95. He has won 7 preliminary heat races and 6 feature events this season, and he will see the crossed flags indicating halfway, 3 laps to go in this first Yellow Book Charger heat race. Remember, fans, tonight's dinner special in the NASCAR kitchen is a 3-piece chicken dinner with cheesy potatoes, peas, coleslaw, roll, butter, and drink for just $6. Jimmy Stokes with a big lead in car 95 over the 9 of Rick Broadwater from Level Green, Pennsylvania. Broadwater so far this season has won 3 heat races. The 4 of Mike Lemley, a heat race winner in the 4 car in 3rd. And Robbie Hott in car 16. Hott, the Demolition Derby kingpin of Western Pennsylvania, who moved into Charger competition last season, hanging on to the 4th position. And for the final time, leader Jimmy Stokes enters turn number 3, and out of turn 4, the first heat race winner on AAA Buckle Up Night at the Races is Jimmy Stokes of West Newton. '68 is Ed Neidhart, 34 Aaron Minjock, 88 the big brown car of Harold Hunt from Hunker, and the 1 is points leader Tracy Keller from Mount Pleasant. Here's the green flag, another 6-lap heat race for the Yellow Book Chargers. 3 wide into turn number 1. Minjock in the middle. Tracy Keller shoots through to the inside of Garchak and the outside of Harold Hunt's 88. Early leader Clifford Abbott in car 51 from Perryopolis, driving the Kevin Ludwig-owned race car. Holding off rookie Ed Neidhart and division rookie Aaron Minjock, a 2-time winner in 34. Abbott leads the first lap. Minjock charging hard to the outside, and after starting last, Tracy Keller has taken 3rd from Neidhart, now about to take 2nd from Abbott as the new leader is Aaron Minjock. Tracy Keller into the runner-up position. Aaron Minjock, the leader in 34. Tracy Keller, 2nd in the 1 car. Keller, the points leader, doesn't quite have a lock on the championship yet, but is in pretty good shape as he is still 2nd on lap 3 by inches to leader Minjock in the 34 car. Minjock has won 4 heat races this season and 2 features after moving up to the Chargers out of the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers division. Tracy Keller with 6 feature victories sees the signal of 2 laps to go as lap number 4 is led by points leader Tracy Keller in the 1. White flag out for Keller. Keller about to win his 7th heat race on this final lap with a battle heating up for 3rd. Clifford Abbott, the veteran, in car 51, and 68 of rookie Ed Neidhart door-to-door down the back straight. Meanwhile, out of turn number 4, Mount Pleasant's Tracy Keller sees the checkered flag, winning his 7th heat race of the season over Minjock. And on the final lap, Clifford Abbott holds off the rookie for 3rd spot in car 51. On the speedway, Rick Huffman in the 9 starts from the pole outside. Tom Frank in the 6. 99 is Bo Glemba. 04 Bob Ship. 40 his brother Brian Ship. 32 is Matt Panaya. 45 Bernie McQuillan. The 4 is George Thomas. Young Tom Frank, the teenage sensation from the Cleveland suburbs, out in front with car 6. Behind him, last year's modified rookie of the year, Bob Ship in the 04. And Huffman in the 9 car had his best career performance last Friday night. He's 3rd, fighting off Bo Glemba in the 99. Modified heat race, 8 laps in distance. A pair of 8-lap preliminaries as Bob Ship in the 04 tries to challenge leader Tom Frank, while Bo Glemba in 99 takes away 3rd position from Huffman. Up front, a 3-car battle for the lead now. Tom Frank holding the veterans at bay, former Charger Division champion. And modified sophomore Bob Ship in the 04. Bo Glemba, a 2-time feature winner this season in car 99, also threatening for the lead but using the outside lane. Glemba in the 99, 3rd in the championship point standings coming into tonight. officially still scored in third as he did not clear the 0-4 of Bob Shipp at the scoring line. Crossed flags now indicate 4 laps down, 4 laps remaining. Shipp almost had the inside lane on the 6 of Tom Frank. Klemba riding to the outside in 99. Thrilling action for this preliminary heat race in the Lincoln Welders Modified. Tom Frank holding off Bob Shipp. And this time into turn number 1. Shipp continues to have the inside lane closed off by the 6 of Tom Frank, the Concord, Ohio sophomore driver leading this one. Earlier this season, the 6 of Frank won a preliminary heat race and looking to make it 2 as Bob Shipp can reach out and touch the rear bumper of the 6 car. Tom Frank now all by himself in front as wheel to wheel for the runner-up position at the white flag. It's Bob Shipp and Bo Klemba. Shipp drifts up the racetrack just a little bit, possibly fluid on the speedway from a blown engine in the 4 car of Thomas, and that spreads the leaders out a couple car lengths. Out of turn 4 in car 6, Tom Frank with his 2nd heat race win of the season over Bob Shipp. Gary Scott in row 2. Scott 2nd in the championship points. The 7 of last week's winner Ben Easler and the 94 of Lonnie Hoffman. Here's the green flag with the points leaders starting in the last row, the 60 of Adam Kostelnik alongside the 47 of Dave McManus. Harry Ofer, the early leader in the 0-1 with Gary Scott close. Pole sitter Jeff Giles in the 50. The rookie falling back to 3rd on lap number 1. He's now wheel to wheel with George Nicola in the 97. Nicola, a feature winner this season, taking the 3rd spot away, but the lead battle heats up. Always fast in the, oh, we got a problem in turn 3 and 4. 97 of Nicola spins, Ben Easler avoids it, and Jeff Giles gets the worst of it, stopping the 50 car. Inside the apron on lap number 2 of 8, the caution flag will wave. Easler, who got his first career win last Sunday in car 7, then the champ, Adam Kostelnik, 2-time champion and points leader, starting in the 60 car from 4th. Ofer now building a big lead advantage after Scott was challenging him to the high side on the first 2 laps. Beginning to work lap 3, Gary Scott, the teacher, being challenged by his protege. The J. Yurt Chassis 7 of young Ben Easler looking to the inside. And in just 1 lap, Scott has run away from Easler and closed on the leader, wheel to wheel in turn number 3 with the Lincoln Welders Modifieds. 2nd in the championship chase, Gary Scott takes over position number 1 on the racetrack. 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. New leader Gary Scott, Harry Ofer into 2nd. Adam Kostelnik, after starting in the last row, moves to the inside to challenge Ben Easler for 3rd. Kostelnik with a mechanical failure last week, putting Easler back to 4th place. And with 3 laps to go, Gary Scott changes back to the inside lane now to outrun the rest of this field. Battle for 2nd, Kostelnik in the 60 and Harry Ofer in the 0-1 car. Both veteran drivers. Kostelnik, one of the leading winners in the division for 3 consecutive years in the Viglione Racing number 60 car. Challenging Ofer's 0-1 car, the crate motor under the hood of car 0-1 for Harry Ofer, and he is still in the 2nd position by less than a bumper. Kostelnik may be completing the pass in turn 3 while Gary Scott leads to the white flag. Open-wheeled race cars so close together on the speedway. Kostelnik takes over 2nd position on this final lap. Easler wheel to wheel with Nicola now, who's charged up from that caution flag incident. Out of turn 4, Kostelnik slows, gets hit by Ofer, but Gary Scott will win. Kostelnik hangs on to second. Former champion Gary Wiltrout drives the 95 from Somerset, PA. Rookie Curtis Stewart in the 55. Last week's winner Bobby Henry of Connellsville in the 11, and Chad Hemphill of Monongahela in car 18. Green flag is out. 10 laps of racing for the Napa NASCAR Super Late Models. Both drivers at the front of this field seeking their first checkered flags of 2006. Messenger, the early leader in car 51, maintaining a top 5 position in the point standings. Steve Black, a top 10 point standings driver in the 1, holding on to second place, trying to fight off Brandon Manns in car 15. Manns, who led upwards of 30 laps in last week's feature event, seeking a career first win, and door-to-door with Black. Steve Black maintains the second position on lap 2 by inches, while West Virginia's John Messenger runs away from this 2-car battle. Just behind the Manns and Black machines, it's Gary Wiltrout in 95, Richard Mitchell in 22, and Bobby Henry in 11 as Steve Black spins in front of the points leader. Curtis Stewart with a great job of avoidance, and the points leader for the second week in a row in a caution flag incident. Richard Mitchell in 22 apparently stopped before contact as Steve Black in car number 1 damaged the right rear of that car, backing into the concrete wall. Richard Mitchell, the points leader, able to stop short of making contact in car 22. To go, John Messenger, the West Virginian, out in front. Brandon Manns in second, Gary Wiltrout third. Because Mitchell did not make contact with the Steve Black 1, he continues on in 4th position and now has the challenge from the 11 of Bobby Henry to his inside. Racing all over the speedway, door-to-door battle for second finds former champion Gary Wiltrout. And third in the championship chase, Brandon Manns in 15, racing door-to-door. Bobby Henry has wrestled the 4th spot away from points leader Richard Mitchell. Very close racing in the fight for second. Wiltrout drifting up a lane and moving the Brandon Manns 15 car up with him. That opens the door for Bobby Henry in the 11 car. All 3 drivers behind your leader are championship candidates, as well as Richard Mitchell, the points leader. And we got a problem on the back straight. The 18 of Chad Hemphill and the 1 of Steve Black get together, forcing a second caution flag. Hemphill in car number 18 had a serious accident here in the early weeks of the season, made his return triumphantly in car 18, and Steve Black with another tough luck heat racing car 1. Black currently in the top 10 in the point standings from Greensburg, bringing that Toyota machine pit side. And Chad Hemphill, the uncle of former Busch Series racer Ryan Hemphill in the 18 car, able to continue with 6 laps remaining. Dog Dash event, and sees the green flag with 6 laps to go, hoping for his first heat win of the season. Messenger pulls away from Wiltrout by 2 or 3 car lengths, then Brandon Manns in the 15. He and the 11 of Bobby Henry fought for the win last week, and they will see the crossed flags. 5 down, 5 to go. And the 3 top championship contenders are grouped together, fighting for 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the speedway. Henry diving to the inside in an attempt to take 3rd, while Wiltrout is fighting for the lead. Messenger opened up a big lead on the restart, but working lap number 6, Wiltrout clears him in turn 1. Heated action in this first Napa NASCAR Super Late Model heat. Wiltrout, the early leader. Henry now up to second. Messenger back to fight with fellow Mountaineer State resident Richard Mitchell in 22. Similar paint schemes, sharing the sponsorship of Gary Wiltrout in 95 and Bobby Henry in 11. And then the 2 West Virginia fighters battling for 3rd. Richard Mitchell taking the inside line from John Messenger and moves up into a podium position. Messenger 4th, Manns in 5th. Will Trout the leader, and Bobby Henry in second as the white flag waves. Bobby Henry, who got his 110th feature victory last Friday, challenging Gary Will Trout, the 2002 champion. And the similar painted cars race to the finish line with Will Trout getting the victory. The 5 is Sean Pilla, heat race winner last Sunday, and the 91 is Tom Beck from Murraysville. 10 laps the distance, and the green flag is out. Still racing under a blanket, all 6 cars down the back straight, door to door. Greg Kelly in the Froggy 98 machine, looking for his first checkered flag in the late model division. Komarinsky, the veteran, gets tagged on the front straight, multi-car contact. Urso is collected, and Sean Pilla. Tom Beck able to maybe sneak through without contact in the 91. Greg Kelly in the 98 fishtailed that race car just a little bit. Made contact with the 33 of Komarinsky, and that beautiful new Rolling Rock paint scheme being taken apart on the front straight. Paul Urso in the 37, the Sullivan Chevrolet machine, a recent heat race win just a couple weeks back for the 2004 Rookie of the Year. He is maybe headed down pit lane, and I don't think Tom Beck in the 91 made any significant contact. Although the 5 of Sean Pilla, top 5 finisher in last week's 50-lapper, may have some damage after Komarinsky crossed the speedway backwards into the 5. Lewis to the inside, Greg Kelly to the outside, Paul Urso, Tom Beck in row 2, Sean Pilla in car 5. Here's the green flag, 10 laps for the Napa NASCAR Super Late Models. Lewis by himself in front, Urso door to door with Kelly in the fight for second. Urso now into second position. Urso got his first heat race win 2 weeks back in car 37. And now closing in on leader Lewis is Urso, while Greg Kelly fighting with Tom Beck to maintain third position, and Beck takes that spot away. Working lap 2 of 10, Tom Beck into third, Paul Urso second and battling for the lead. Urso in 37, Dan Lewis in the 8 car. Lewis, seeking his first late model checkered flag, is now officially in second position at the scoring line on lap 3. Lewis, using the high lane of the speedway, drifts up just a bit and opens the door for Tom Beck to the inside. Urso now with a 6-7 car length advantage, with Beck and Lewis fighting for second. Beck takes that position on the front straight. Sean Pilla's number 5 car, which hit both an automobile and the wall in that caution flag incident, appears to be almost up to full speed as he's challenging Greg Kelly for 4th in car 5. Expected maybe to see Pilla just ride around and make sure that the car still had all 4 wheels tightly attached to it, but he's racing for a position with 4 laps to go, and Urso out in front. Tom Beck in second, Dan Lewis in third. Urso in 37 may be headed to his second heat win of the season, seeing the signal for 2 laps to go. Second 10-lap preliminary heat race for the Napa NASCAR Super Late Models on AAA Buckle Up Night at the Races. Hope you race fans got your free smoke detectors from OperationFireSafe.org as the white flag waves for the 2004 Late Model Rookie of the Year at Motordrome Speedway. Glenshaw, Pennsylvania's Paul Urso in the Sullivan Chevrolet number 37 into turn 3 and headed to the checkered flag for his second heat race victory of the season. Bill Henry from Vandergrift, 69, Joe Nicola from West Mifflin, and the Subway Street Stocks are underway. Tavermina leading lap number 1 over Phillips, then two-time Pure Stock champion. Rich Nicola in the 34 car. Andrew Kostelnik with a brake problem in car 57 drifting up the racetrack. 64 is Bill Henry in 4th. Tavermina on lap 2 of 8 with only a couple car length advantage over Sean Phillips, who was one spot away from his first career street stock feature win at Motordrome last Sunday. Phillips was second to the leading winner in the division, Frank Turek, and he's second on the racetrack now to the hammer. Tavermina the leader, Sean Phillips second, Rich Nicola third, Bill Henry in 4th. We saw the brake problem for Andrew Kostelnik early in this event. He pulls the 57 car into the pits. Tavermina leading Phillips, several car lengths between those two. Now Joe Nicola in 69, the 4-time feature winner challenging his uncle Rich Nicola. Door to door, the family members exit turn 4. Joe Nicola takes the 3rd spot away from Uncle Rich. Uncle Rich very loose handling out of turn 4, nearly made wall contact that time with 2 laps to go. Tavermina in car 25, 5 times a heat race winner this season, grabbed 1 feature victory, and last season, Tavermina had 5 feature wins, placing 3rd in the championship standings. Final lap with Tavermina out in front of Sean Phillips in the 31 car. Joe Nicola closing quickly on the Phillips 31, but will be out of time before he can challenge for the runner-up spot. And a 6th heat race win of the season goes to Dave Tavermina, the hammer, in car 25. Appearance of the season, veteran Don Blank in car 45. Door to door in car 5 and 12. Frank Turek, a 3-time Motordrome champion, and John Greenewald in the 12, a former late model competitor. Turek will lead lap number 1 as the division points leader. Greenewald gets a little contact from the Ashton 35 car. Ashton, a feature winner last season, pulls to the inside in the battle for 2nd. Right there is the 74 of Jason Holder. Turek, the leader, over Ashton in 2nd. Last season, Ashton was 8th in the final standings with a feature and 2 heat race wins. Behind him, Holder in 74 last year, 3rd in the championship standings. 74 car was a feature winner just 2 weeks back, riding in 3rd on the Speedway. Then Rich Burbage in the 77 car won a heat race just a few weeks back as well, the Newcastle driver in 4th. Turek the leader over Ashton and Holder. Frank Turek in car 5, an 8-time heat race winner already this season, leads all others with 6 feature wins and sees the signal for 2 laps to go, holding off Ashton and Holder. White flag in the air for Turek, Ashton, and Holder. Final lap for the Subway Street Stock Heat Race on AAA Buckle Up Night at the Speedway. Points leader Turek may be able to clinch a track championship tonight with an outstanding feature performance and kicks off the evening with his 9th heat race win of the season in car 5. Car 1, the 7 is 3-time winner Jay Matthews, 51 Kevin Ludwig, 44 is Mary Catherine Shimko, the 13-year-old driver, and we're green and racing. 5 laps the distance for this preliminary heat race for the American Flyers division. Out in front, a former Charger division competitor, Denny Keller in the 1, and the 05 of Andy Giles fighting for the lead. Another teenager in 3rd, Ron Eifert in the 61, then points leader Dan Jordan in 32. Mystery driver in car number 6 making a first start here tonight. We'll try to get a name on the 6 car for you. Giles, feature winner earlier this season in the Dodge 05 car. Officially leading lap number 2 over Keller, 3 wide at the scoring line. Eifert, the meat of the sandwich, makes contact with Jay Matthews on the outside, but everybody continues on. A great save by Jay Matthews. The 7 car, a 3-time feature winner, with rear contact from the teenager Eifert, who also made a great save to maintain green flag racing. Using every inch of the racetrack and the apron of the racetrack. In the battle for second, Dan Jordan from Connellsville in car 32, taking away position from Keller of Mount Pleasant in car 1. White flag waving for Andy Giles in the 05. Could we be going 3 wide again in the battle for second? Jordan holds the spot now over Keller and Matthews on the final lap. Out of turn 4, another heat race victory for Andy Giles from Vanderbilt in car 05. Safety. 15 laps is the feature distance with Mike Lemley in the 4, Ed Neidhart in the 68. And there's the green flag. AAA Buckle Up Night feature racing. The Yellow Book Chargers into turn number 1. Mike Lemley in the 4 car has not won in 2 seasons. He brings the 9 of Rick Broadwater with him to the front as front row starter Ed Neidhart in the 68. Dropping back to 3rd with the points leader to his outside. Keller in car number 1 with a good starting spot. Moving to third position on lap 1 with Mike Lemley, the early leader. Lemley with only a fender in front of Rick Broadwater, officially at the scoring line. Broadwater, a two-time feature winner last season in car 9, out to the lead now with the 4 of Lemley battling the 1 of Keller. Rick Broadwater in the Oldsmobile number 9 with a few heat race wins this season. Got his first 2 career feature wins a year ago, looking for another feature win, which would be his first of 06. And he has the current points leader, Tracy Keller. 5-time feature winner is Keller in car number 1, that Pontiac Grand Prix. In second position, then the Chevy Monte Carlo number 4 of Mike Lemley, and Ed Neidhart, the rookie, in car 68. Battle for 5th, door to door, the 11 of Victor Keller and the 34 of Aaron Minjock. Minjock's Buick Regal has won twice this season as he has just moved up from the American Flyers division, and he takes away the 5th spot. 5 laps completed of the 15-lap distance, and we're about to go 3 wide for 3rd spot. No, we're not. The 34 of Minjock went to the highest lane of the speedway and lost a lot of ground as he tried to close in on the 68 of Neidhart. Neidhart may be closing in on Lemley's 4 car, but we're 3 wide behind him with contact out of turn 4. Keller in the 11 into the door of the 95 of Stokes. Matt Gardner with an excellent save in car 7. Wow, how do you like that action? What a save by Matt Gardner in car 7 after the 95 of Stokes got into the 11 of Denny Keller. Stokes was last week's winner, and we stay green flag racing. Great saves by everybody involved there. Working lap number 7 of 15. Jimmy Stokes in the 95, after that contact, still advances to 6th spot around Robbie Hott in the 16 car. He started last on the grid in car 95. Closing up to the 34 of Minjock as the lead battle intensifies. At the scoring line, 8 laps have been completed. Rick Broadwater out in front in car 9. Broadwater, who let all the race fans autograph his Oldsmobile hood on autograph night at the Speedway, holding off the 1 of Tracy Keller. Last season, both of Broadwater's victories were close ones, and his first win by inches in a photo finish a year ago. Working lap 9 now, and we're about to go 3 wide out of turn 2 down the back straight. And again, 3 wide is not the case, but still fantastic racing. Neidhart has been passed by the 95 of Stokes. The 4 of Lemley holds on to 3rd with the 34 of Minjock, and the 95 of Stokes closing in with just 5 to go. Lemley in the 4 is now moved back into the 5th position. Jimmy Stokes from last to 4th. Minjock in 3rd. Tracy Keller, the points leader, is 2nd and challenging for the lead with Rick Broadwater. In turn number 2, Tracy Keller's number 1 car with his best run on the leader to this point, holding the outside lane on the 9 of Broadwater. 2 very smooth race car drivers, both in the top 3 in the championship point standings and fighting for this win on our next to the last night of racing. 3 laps to go. And now the challenge for 3rd is a heated one. Jimmy Stokes in the 95 looking to the outside of Aaron Minjock's 34. Both Stokes and Minjock are multiple feature winners this season. In turn number 3, Minjock trying to defend the high lane and make that Regal as wide as it can be. By inches on lap 13, it is still officially Aaron Minjock in 3rd, with Stokes now trying to complete the pass in turn 2. Tracy Keller with another good run on the leader Stokes in third, Keller the points leader in second, and at the white flag, Rick Broadwater in the 9, and Tracy Keller will try and decide it. Stokes in the 95 may close in on both of them. It's the final time down the back straight. The 9 of Broadwater holds on to 1 car length advantage, which is vanishing in turn 4. Keller to the outside, Stokes looking to join the battle. First win of the year for Rick Broadwater in car 9. As Robbie Hott spins the 16 car on the final lap. He's out of the car and can hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Broadwater. This photo session, captured by Lisa Gower and Howie Bayless, will have the photographs available next week at the Motordrome Speedway gift shop. Come on over here, Rick. A 3rd career win, first of this season. And boy, you had a heck of a battle out there. He didn't make it easy for you as the points leader was right behind you.
No, I think Tracy gave me a little bit of slack. You know, he has a pretty good points lead, so I guess he was just trying to, you know, make sure he at least finished. Man, what a race. I'll tell you what, just the fact that this car is even sitting here and out on this track is a victory. After that melee that happened the first week, I'll tell you what, I'm just amazed that this car's even here.
Let's talk about the car a little. You had a Chevy Malibu out here last season, and as soon as the Oldsmobile debuted, 2 feature wins. Then tell us what you had to do to this car after that opening night accident.
Oh, wow. 3 weeks at Mignon's Collision Center to get the frame pulled. We had to fabricate a new left rear frame rail, new left rear quarter panel, new left rear trunk floor, left rear tail pan, new rad, new shroud, new water pump, fan, left rear spring, left rear shock, and a lot of Band-Aids and bloody knuckles.
Well, it all pays off tonight. I know you're one of the more popular drivers with all the autographs on the hood of your car. In addition to thanking all the people that signed your hood, because we'd be here for too long, how about you thank the other sponsors' names that are on this race car?
Okay, as I already mentioned, Mignon Collision Center. If it wasn't for them, the car really wouldn't even be here. Clearview Glass, Armory Locksmith, Kelly Spring Valley Power Sports, DW Lynn Garage, Chairban Tire, and of course I can't forget my buddy Howie Bayless Photos. That's it.
Congratulations, his first win of the season, Rick Broadwater in car 9. Keeping and the McManus family starting in the last row, the 47 of Dave McManus. And his previous car, number 1, as the green flag waves. Close racing in the middle of the pack. Turn number 3, nearly multi-car contact. The green flag stays out and George Nicola leads lap number 1. With George Nicola out in front, 2-time feature winner Bo Glemba in 99 dives to the inside, challenging Lonnie Hoffman, the Subway Street Stock Division graduate, as a modified rookie. He is back to 3rd with last year's Rookie of the Year, Bob Shipp, in 4th in the 04 car. Bumper to bumper now, 1st and 2nd place, headed into turn number 1. George Nicola in the 97 car. Last season, he was a 4-time feature winner. This season with 1 heat win and 1 feature win. Bo Glemba in the 99 car. With 2 wins this season, his career first happened last year. And as a newlywed, he's going to be fighting for the lead as we work lap number 4 of 20. Glemba darts to the outside of the leader this time. With a good run out of turn 2, headed for the back straight, Nicola maintains the point position by just over 1 car length, and there's contact with the points leader in the middle of the pack. Kostelnik spins and collects the Brian Shipp 40, the Jeff Giles 50, as the Harry Ofer 01 car made contact with the Viglione Racing number 60. Ben Easler, last week's feature winner, moving into the pit lane in car 7. Kostelnik, the division points leader in car 60 with body damage, headed to the Viglione Motorsports pit area. The 50 of Jeff Giles Jr., last year a 13-time feature winner in the Chargers, also headed to pit lane. The 40 of Brian Shipp remains at a stop in turn 3. Shipp in the 40, a victim as the Harry Ofer 01 made contact with the Adam Kostelnik number 60. And just like Jeff Giles, just like Ben Easler, the 40 of Brian Shipp stopped in turn 3. Bo Glemba second, Bob Shipp third, Lonnie Hoffman fourth, and Matt Panaya in fifth. Green flag is waving. Up front, two feature winners pulling away from Bob Shipp in the 04. The 97 of George Nicola, the 99 of Bo Glemba. Leaders close enough to touch bumpers that time in turn 2 with 15 laps to go. Nicola leading Glemba, and Bob Shipp has a 3-car breakaway from fourth running Lonnie Hoffman. Bob Shipp is gaining quickly on the 99 of Bo Glemba. Shipp, the only one of the 3 front runners seeking a first career victory in modified racing. Glemba switches to the high side to battle Nicola. We'll see if Shipp can close into the leader's back bumper. And we got a problem. Gary Scott spins in turn 2. The driver second in the championship points chase. On lap 7, bringing out the caution in turn 2. Seeking a career first win was right there in the point position battle. Green flag waving, 13 laps to go. Bo Glemba right on the back bumper of Nicola. Three-car battle for the 5th position. Matt Panaya losing that spot to the 45 of McQuillan, and Adam Kostelnik battling right back in the slightly damaged 60 car. Headed into turn number 1, working lap number 9. Glemba tried an inside lane move last lap after making his early race challenges on the high side. Bob Shipp now in the 04, not able to stay with the lead duo as closely as he did during that last green flag completed lap. Now Glemba returns to the high side. At the halfway mark of the feature event, Glemba's nose now visible to the outside of Nicola, unofficially leading by inches. We'll see who is scored as the point position driver as they begin to work lap 11 out of turn 4. Bo Glemba by less than a car length. Officially out in front of the field, Bob Shipp in the 04, closing up to the rear bumper of now second place driver George Nicola. In 4th, it's Lonnie Hoffman having a terrific run in the Al Civic 94 car. Behind him, points leader Adam Kostelnik, the model of determination, back in the top 5. Problems in turn 1. The 9 of Rick Huffman sliding into the apron. It was the 04 of Harry Ofer right there with him on lap 12. Huffman continues, green flag stays on the speedway. Glemba the leader, Nicola in second, Shipp challenging Nicola. Lonnie Hoffman and Adam Kostelnik right there. It could be a 4-car battle for second on back. Kostelnik now with light rear bumper contact to the Hoffman 94. Kostelnik says the car's damaged, but I can still move, and he's going to challenge for top 5 positions in the final 6 laps of this event. Kostelnik moves to the high side of Hoffman's 94 car now. Can't find a lane to complete a pass out of turn 2. Glemba with a 6 or 7 car length advantage out in front over Nicola in second. Challenge for the 4th position. Kostelnik stealthily takes that position away on the front straight, an unusual place to complete a pass. But Kostelnik up to 4th on lap 16. Glemba with 4 laps to go out in front of George Nicola and Bob Shipp. What could have been a disastrous night for points leader Adam Kostelnik has turned around in a hurry. To go now, and the fight for second place becomes even more heated with Nicola's 97 and the 04 of Bob Shipp. Glemba has this one well in hand, but the battle for second is raging on bumper to bumper. The sophomore driver Shipp and the many-time winner Nicola with the white flag in the air. Carrying an advantage of 6 or 7 car lengths into turn number 4. Third time this season that the checkered flag waves for Bo Glemba of Charleroi. Nicola holds on for second over Bob Shipp. From East McKeesport, Pennsylvania, Adam Kostelnik. And here you, ladies and gentlemen, Bo Glemba. Bo Glemba studying the sponsor list before his victory lane interview. A tremendous victory lane celebration with a burnout and unbuckling the safety equipment, now coming over to talk. Bo Glemba, 3rd time this season that you're in victory lane, 2nd time that you light up the tires afterward. You're the guy that pays the bills on this team, aren't you?
Pretty much. I got Bob Wheatley up in the stands right now. He's been buying me tires all year, and I had Dream Designs get me a couple here too, so second to last one, I'll roach them off. It don't matter.
Well, that's the way to make race fans, and another way to make race fans is to make that winning move for the lead. Let's tell us about what's going through your mind while you're in 2nd place early in this event.
Yeah, it's just one of them things you're always scared to move to the outside because afraid of getting freight trained underneath, but car's been faster on the bottom or on top than it's been on the bottom towards the end of the year, so Spunky and Mikey and everybody got all the bent stuff fixed, and it was as fast as it was last week, if not faster after that wreck, so I owe it all to them.
Well, now a chance to thank all the sponsors in addition to the crew that made this ride so fast.
All right, I got to thank my wife, Kristen, Spunky, Mikey, Jay, my mom and my dad, brother, sister, my niece, Kaylee, my Aunt Linda comes watching me every week, Uncle Terry, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my sponsors are C&M Enterprises, that's my main sponsor, and Glemba Asphalt because that's me, and I pay for most of it. Wheatley Construction, Monongahela Auto Parts, Gilmore Engineering for the motor, Dream Designs, and Grace United Methodist Church. That's all.
Now, you're 3rd in the championship standings. If you would win a championship here at Motordrome, is there any way to smoke the front tires on this car?
Oh, we'd go in and change them and put the flat ones on the front and burn the front ones off the back.
He's only 60 points out of the championship battle and got his 3rd win tonight, Bo Glemba from Charleroi. out in the 95. John Messenger in 51, Greg Kelly in 98. The 8 is Dan Lewis, 11, last week's winner Bobby Henry. The 1 is Steve Black, 55, Curtis Stewart. The 18 is Chad Hemphill. Green and racing, 35 laps of Napa NASCAR Super Late Model action. Sean Pilla in car 5, out to an early lead. Tom Beck and Paul Urso battling side by side for second position. Nearly 3 wide on the back straight. Mitchell diving all the way to the bottom of the asphalt, trying to move under Tom Beck. He will get that position of third, while Paul Urso hangs on to the runner-up position on lap 2. Mitchell in 22. Current points leader and 2-time champion. Door to door with the 2004 Rookie of the Year for second position. He takes that spot away, and Sean Pilla is out front all by himself. Working lap number 3, Brandon Manns is up to 4th in car 15. Bobby Henry is up to 5th in the 11. Behind him, the battle for 6th, wheel-to-wheel action with Gary Wiltrout and Tom Beck. Wiltrout takes the spot away in car 95. Battle for 4th on the back straight, Bobby Henry in the 11, challenging Brandon Manns to the inside. Henry 2nd in championship points, Manns 3rd in championship points, and now Henry taking a spot away from Urso as well as Gary Wiltrout. Nearly loses the handle on the front straight. Henry up 2 spots, and the lead battle on the back straight. Richard Mitchell moves to the inside of Sean Pilla in car 5 on lap 5. New leader Richard Mitchell of Brewston Mills, West Virginia in 22. Sean Pilla in 2nd, and Bobby Henry in the 11 car started deep in this field up to the 3rd position. Behind the top 3 cars, Brandon Manns in car 15, battling the 37 of Paul Urso. Wiltrout now a part of that battle as 2nd position. Now finds 2 Connellsville, Pennsylvania residents slugging it out on lap 7. Bobby Henry, most recent winner with 2 features in a row in car 11. Moves around Sean Pilla's number 5 car. Chevrolet leading Ford. Chevrolet in 3rd, Ford in 4th. Richard Mitchell out in front by approximately 8 or 9 car lengths over Bobby Henry. Last week, he and Henry and Brandon Manns waged a memorable battle for the lead in the Dodge Dealers 50-lapper. Working lap 9 of 35 tonight, Mitchell over Henry with Sean Pilla in 3rd. Pilla, top 5 finisher in both extended distance events this season. Brandon Manns 4th right now over former champion Gary Wiltrout in 95. Richard Mitchell in car 22 finds his lead diminishing as Bobby Henry catching the leader. The 2 drivers atop the point standings in this next to the last night of racing. Mitchell, 1 week ago, spun from the lead battle and placed 13th, while Bobby Henry claimed the victory. 3rd is Sean Pilla, and now a heated battle for 4th. Gary Wiltrout, the 2005 Napa 100 winner, very close, racing with the 15 of Brandon Manns. A pair of Ford Tauruses slugging it out for 4th position, with John Messenger watching from 5th. Manns losing that spot now to Wiltrout. Wiltrout with 1 feature victory this season, and Messenger gets crossed up in turn 3. Saves the 51 car, but allows Manns to run away with the 4th position. Third through 5th now spaced out on the speedway. Turning our attention to the lead battle, Bobby Henry methodically chopping car lengths out of the interval of Richard Mitchell. Mitchell, the West Virginia driver, got his first Motordrome win in 1996, while Bobby Henry won his first asphalt race in 1990. Henry with 110 feature wins in car 11, riding second on lap 16. Richard Mitchell, the former NASCAR Busch Series and ARCA Superspeedway competitor, leading on the speedway and in the championship chase. The 37 of Paul Urso retires from this event, and first and second place now have a full straightaway advantage over Sean Pilla in third on lap 17. Sean Pilla's 5 car, a 2-time heat race winner, and during the Mara sanctioned 100-lap feature event sponsored by Penwest Toyota Lift this season, he advanced 23 positions, and at the halfway point in this feature finds Gary Wiltrout in car 95 closing in on him. Battle developing for 5th position on the back straight. Brandon Manns in car 15, who led the most laps last week in the Dodge Dealers 50, is getting a challenge from West Virginian John Messenger, Mr. Consistency in the Cochran Auto Body 51 car. At lap number 20, he was close to Manns and now falls back by a couple car lengths. Messenger in 5th, Manns in the 15 car just in front. On lap 21, Messenger's 51 car finding a little bit more to gain on the Manns 15 machine. Just in front of their battle, the 95 of Wiltrout has been kept at bay by Sean Pilla, the veteran in 95, and Pilla in the 5 driving away by about 2 car lengths now with 3rd position, and a full straightaway behind that battle for 3rd, finding themselves distantly to the rear of Bobby Henry's 11 car. On lap 23 in the center of the back straight, John Messenger mounts another challenge on the Brandon Manns 15. Both drivers finished in the top 5 in point standings last season. Both drivers looking to do the same again this year without feature victories. Messenger on the inside, the Chevrolet Monte Carlo, battling the Office Plus Manns Home Medical Service Ford 15 of Brandon Manns. Manns very comfortable on the outside of the speedway. After leading at what would have been a complete regular feature last week, we are on lap 25, and the lead battle is heating up. On the front straight, Richard Mitchell hits the scoring line to begin working lap 26. Bobby Henry, just a couple car lengths behind the championship points leader. Tied atop the feature win list, Richard Mitchell in car 22 and Bobby Henry in car 11. Both of the drivers leading this field today have 6 feature wins each in 2006. Working lap number 28 and a couple car lengths separating the leaders. Good friends off the racetrack, Mitchell and Henry. Both have won extra distance special events this season. Mitchell taking the checkered flag in the Penwest Toyota Lift 100 sanctioned by Mara. Bobby Henry winning last week's Dodge Dealers 50-lap feature event. Henry on a win streak of 2 consecutive, has now 6 laps to go if he wants to mount a serious challenge for the win on Richard Mitchell's 22 car. Leaders now approaching the lapped car of Steve Black. The Penwest Toyota Lift number 1 remains on the lead lap on lap 31, but has the leaders closing in on him. Mitchell in car 22 and Henry in car 11. Down the back straight, They will have to negotiate the Steve Black #1 before the conclusion of this feature event. Mitchell looks to the high side out of turn 4. Black, who was involved in a heat race accident, has that car repaired, and now Henry clears him on lap 32. Two laps to go, signal to leader Richard Mitchell. After his championship hopes took a blow last Sunday, Mitchell placing 13th in the Dodge Dealers 50 that was won by championship rival Bobby Henry. White flag waving now over Mitchell. Final circuit for the Brewston Mills, West Virginia driver, a two-time former Motordrome Speedway track champion in 1990 and 2000. Mitchell was the man to beat, locking up the points title and a NASCAR Northeast Region Championship. He wins his 7th feature of the season over Bobby Henry. Coming home in third, the 5 of Sean Pilla over the 95 of Gary Wiltrout. Brandon Manns completing the top 5. Climbing out of the car, he can hear you, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Mitchell. Well, Richard, as the championship points leaders, sometimes the philosophy is, let's be conservative. Let's nurse the points lead. And your plan, if you had one to do so, took a shot last week. First of all, talk about last week's incident when you were racing for the lead with Manns and Henry.
Well, what happened was, for the past 3-4 weeks, we've been trying to run a real soft setup up here. For some cars, it seems like it works. For us, it doesn't. And that's what's been happening to us. and this week, we tried to gain back on what we used to run. We're kind of like in the middle. And last week, the car just running off in the corners, you got to give the car like 2-3 feet for it to move because the tires just want to give. And he wasn't giving me any room. And I got up into him. It was my fault, but it happens.
Now, as this championship comes to a close, I've been telling Bobby Henry the last 2 weeks in Victory Lane, man, this would be a lot of fun if you guys truly hated each other. The fact is, you guys get along perfectly well in the pit area, don't you?
Yeah, me and Bobby's known each other for a long time, and he knows that if I did anything, it wasn't intentionally, and same with him. You know, I mean, we're just racers, and I get along with Bobby. He's a good guy.
Well, we're not going to start any rumors about that, but on a possible 3rd championship next week, what's the game plan coming in here? I know you had a problem in hot laps about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Do you practice next week? Do you nurse the car? Are you extra careful with it in the final 35-lapper of the year?
We're coming to win. That's what we do every week.
That's why he has so many fans. He's coming to win next week, and now a chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
Yeah, I need to thank Frank Howard with Howard Concrete Pumping. If it wasn't for Frank, we wouldn't have made it past that wreck this year. Carvel Ice Cream Stores, Turnkey Foundations, Foreman Drywall, Tom Clark Auto Family, Martinelli's Auto Service, White Insurance Agency. I keep forgetting that one, but Skip, I hope you forgive me. Just want to thank the fans, man. I mean, you guys are the ones that make it worth coming out here. It's been fun. Don't know what we're going to do for next year or from there on, so just want to say thanks.
With his 7th win of the season, championship hopes alive for Richard Mitchell. 31, Rich Nicola in car 34. 64, Bill Henry, the Subway Challenge driver. 35, Bill Ashton. 5, Frank Turek. 75, Jason Holder. 57, Andrew Kostelnik. And 45, Don Blank. Bumper to bumper racing all through the pack. Greenewalt in 3rd, holding off a host of competitors that are now 2 wide behind him. Sean Phillips in 31, Rich Burbage in 77. Contact in the lead battle. Joe Nicola feels the pressure of Dave Tavermina on lap 1. Leader Joe Nicola losing the handle out of turn 2 and spinning from the point position in front of the field. 4-time winner Joe Nicola spins on lap 1. Caution flag is out. Oops. And a green flag, a clean start this time. A challenge for the 4th position, Bill Henry in the 64, looking to move inside the 77 of Burbage. Sean Phillips in 31 moves to the inside of second place racer John Greenewald and takes the runner-up spot away. That's where Phillips finished in last week's feature. Tavermina still leading on lap 2. Greenewald back to third, Burbage still in fourth. Fifth, it's Bill Henry, and sixth, it's points leader Frank Turek in the 5. The battle for third is 4 cars strong. Rich Burbage trying to find the inside lane under John Greenewald's number 12 car. Bill Henry getting contact from the front and the rear as Frank Turek joins the fight. Greenewald hanging on to third now by several car lengths. Burbage and Henry fighting with Turek for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Rich Burbage finally sees the opening under the Greenewald 12 car that he's been hoping for. Burbage always dirt tracking that car through turn number 4. Will have to back off just a little and run a tighter line while he stays door to door with Greenewald. Greenewald fights back to a full car length advantage in third. Now making a move on the high side just behind these race cars, Jason Holder in the 74. Feature win just a couple weeks back. He's battling to the outside of Turek. A collection of 5 Chevrolet Monte Carlos battling for positions 2nd through 7th or 8th now, as Andrew Kostelnik's Monte Carlo joins the fray. Like we're making a Chevy commercial in turns 3 and 4, Burbage and Holder are door to door. Henry, the Subway Challenge driver, right behind with points leader Frank Turek in the 5. Will we be 3 wide on the back straight? No. Bill Henry tucks in behind Burbage in the 77. Greenewald in the 12 with a couple car lengths between himself and the outside racing Holder, who now switches to the low lane to challenge for third. Oh, contact in turn 2. Henry shoved into the grass apron of the speedway, drifting back across the track. Everyone doing a great job of avoiding contact. Subway Challenge driver shuffled out of the order, and we're still 3 wide. This time it's turn 4. Kostelnik nearly the meat of a sandwich between Frank Turek and Rich Burbage. Multi-car contact in a heated battle for positions 4th, 5th, and 6th, and now contact. Kostelnik's 57 is turned around by the 35 of Ashton, and Nicola will have to stop behind this chain reaction collision, bringing out the caution on lap 9. Feature wins. Tavermina has 5 heat wins to complement that feature victory, and the hammer takes us back to green flag racing over Sean Phillips, Jason Holder, John Greenewald, Rich Burbage, and Frank Turek. All of those drivers named could still contend for this win. Battle for 4th place, Greenewald in the 12, Burbage in the 77. Greenewald that time comfortable in hanging on to that position using the high side of turns 1 and 2. Now it's Frank Turek, the points leader, pulling inside of the 77 of Rich Burbage for 5th position on the racetrack. Door to door with Joe Nicola in 69, recovering from that early caution flag incident to contend for top 5 positions. Just as quickly as Frank Turek passed the 77 of Burbage, he's challenging the 12 of Greenewald and bringing Joe Nicola with him. The 2 leading feature winners are now in 4th and 5th position in the form of Frank Turek's number 5 and Joe Nicola's 69. Burbage up 1 position now, taking away the 6th spot from Greenewald. And look at Joe Nicola after a spin and a stop to avoid another collision. He is 5th and right on the back bumper of the points leader. Tavermina running away with this one on lap 13 up front. Battle for 2nd is now heated. Jason Holder made a couple of high groove passes early in this race and looks to the outside of Sean Phillips in 31. Door-to-door racing, Ford versus Chevrolet in the battle for fourth. Joe Nicola in 69 from the tail of the field on the first caution flag incident. Takes position away from championship leader Frank Turek. Rear bumper contact, Jason Holder back to the low groove. Lets Sean Phillips know that he's there. 31 of Phillips, last week placing second. Now defending that position from Jason Holder, the winner 2 weeks ago. Tavermina all by himself out in front. Hard to believe, as fast as car 25 has been all season, that he only has one feature win. 4 laps to go now. Challenge for second, Jason Holder. And Sean Phillips with Joe Nicola fourth, breaking away from Frank Turek. Two laps to go. The signal given to Dave the Hammer Tavermina. Sean Phillips maintaining second position. He defended that spot from the advances of Jason Holder on the high side. And before this one's over, Joe Nicola may have something to say about both of those positions in car 69. White flag now waving for Dave the Hammer Tavermina. He's got more than half a straightaway advantage over Sean Phillips. Phillips, with hard work throughout this event, looks to be on his way to a second consecutive runner-up finish in 2 weeks. But in turn number 3, last year's winner of the Subway 25, the driver second in the championship points chase, Dave Tavermina, gets a second win of the season over Phillips, Holder, Nicola, and Frank Turek. Getting unbuckled from his Subway street stock. One of the top contenders in the division. Ladies and gentlemen, he can hear you now. Dave Tavermina, the Hammer. Another Motordrome Speedway feature win. Dave, come on over here. He says he wants to get Mom in the picture. The Hammer, Dave Tavermina. Wow, that was an excellent run. It's hard to believe, as fast as this race car is week in, week out, that this is only your second win of the season.
Yeah, we had a clutch problem, and I changed the setup and chased everything around there but fixed what was wrong. Then when it went out, I had to adjust myself back into the picture, and that's why we're here tonight. A lot of hard work.
So consistent this year, though. Last season, all those feature wins, but you weren't quite up there in the points battle. All year now, you've been second in the championship points chase to Turek. Is that satisfying in its own right?
Somewhat. I wish it was the middle of the season because I'm back now, and it's really nice to be back. I got the handle back, and it's a lot of fun. I want to apologize to Joe Nicola. I checked up, jammed on the brakes, and I guess he got a little loose, and I got into him. I apologize from the bottom of my heart, and I tried to race everybody clean, but I was just a little too fast.
Well, the car is indeed fast, and a chance to thank the sponsors that helped to keep it that way.
Yes, sir. That's Armley Metal Coatings down in Turtle Creek. We got Miller's Automotive Machine Shop that builds them hammers. Got Tube City Beer on there. Cars by Dave. Beer Bets and Butts. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yep. Couldn't do without you, Denny. In the Wall VFW, and my mom's here tonight. Special thanks to her, and my man Joe Ross made the right adjustment right there that did it.
He thanks everybody for all of those and does a good job of it. In victory lane, Dave Tavermina, second time this season in car 25. The one of Denny Keller lines up to the inside of Andy Giles in the 05. Buick out in front. You don't hear that very often. 32 of Dan Jordan. And 3 wide fight for second, Keller with rear contact from Andy Giles. Everybody still pointed the right direction. Even the first-time starter, Rosa, gets by in the 6 with a good avoidance move there. Rosa's machine outfitted with a 1 million candle power brake light in the back window of car number 6. We got a caution for the 05 of Andy Giles. Recent feature winner in car 05 from Vanderbilt, PA.
Yeah, why would they do that?
One lap. Green flag back out. Dan Jordan leads him to the line. Keller and Giles are right back at it. Maybe some hostility in that battle for the 5th spot as they close in on first-time starter Rosa in the 6. Big winners at the front of the field. Jordan in car 32 spent last season in the Charger division. He's won features already this year to take that points lead, and Matthews in the 2nd spot, a 3-time winner this year as a rookie. In his last feature victory, Jay Matthews proved that he's not afraid to scuff the paint on that 7 car, and now he dives to the inside of Dan Jordan. Jordan from Connellsville in the outside lane, Matthews in the inside lane. New leader officially at the scoring line on lap 4 of 8 is Jay Matthews. Dodge Daytona out in front. Buick battles back to the inside. Dodge Shadow in 3rd, and a pair of Cavaliers, a trio of Cavaliers behind them. Matthews now with a full car length advantage over the 32 of Jordan. Door-to-door contact made coming out of turn 4. Ron Eifert in the 61 and the 1 of Denny Keller. Both those drivers have made their way past rookie Rosa, and both may have been blinded by the brake light as they banged doors down the front straight. Mary Catherine Shimko going a lap down now as the leaders pass by. And look at Andy Giles battling back in this event. He's now 3rd after his involvement in that contact earlier. Dan Jordan's Buick surrounded by Mopars as they break away from the rest of the field. Working lap 6 of 8 means the white flag will be displayed this time to Jay Matthews in the 7. Giles making a bid for 2nd position on the back straight. Last lap, and the 2nd spot may change hands. Close racing down to the apron is Giles. Door to door, slugging it out for 2nd. Jay Matthews with another win and banging doors to the finish line. Andy Giles taking the 2nd spot away from Jordan. Wow. How about that one, race fans? Motordrome Speedway pre-race radio show, all the victory lane interviews. And look at that, a reverse burnout for the front-wheel drive American Flyers. Well, Jay Matthews, the first question we're going to ask you is about that reverse burnout. That was a pretty good idea. Tell us how that went. Did you rehearse that ahead of time?
I think I did when I was like 16 or something in my dad's car, but I haven't done one for a long time.
Well, following up Bo Glemba's burnout, moving this front-wheel drive car around in reverse. Hey, tell us a little bit about that race. You showed us a couple weeks ago you're not afraid to scratch the paint on this car. Is that because you're not the owner?
That probably helps, but I don't think I hit anyone that time, did I?
No, not tonight. No, we're just talking about why there's all those tire donuts over the sponsor names. Let's thank the sponsors first because some of their letters have been scratched off the right side from previous weeks.
I like to thank the officials. They do a fantastic job out here, putting up with all the crap from us all year, and they do a good job, and the fans also. Without them, it couldn't happen. Everyone knows that. West Side, hey, they sell popcorn, I think. No, Lubin Tire. They got the best tires, and most of the cars here are on them, so sometimes you get lucky and get past them.
Well, another victory in your rookie season. Does this exceed your expectations coming into this without any experience?
Yeah, beyond any doubt. I practiced for this all my life and never had a chance to do it, so I got to take advantage of what's here.
And taking advantage he is with a 4th victory, Jay Matthews in car 7.